Hello YouTube, this is Jumpin' Ricky for another video, and on this one we're talking about another fun build. This is by no means a complete build. The idea for me was to eventually create a Bear Sorceress, so this build is the interim build as I try to collect all my gear. So this is a Crossbow Sorceress. So not a lot of high level gear on this one, but I can do the pits effectively on this one, as I'll show in the second part of this video. So let's just have a quick look on the stats. So the stats currently really don't know where to put them, so it's just all life, and then as much dexterity for gear and strength for gear. So the stats for dexterity and strength are inflated at the moment because I didn't have most of my charms like the Annie and the torch when I started building this character. So for inventory, so this is going to be the part where it's going to be quite a little bit complicated. Not really. So when I'm doing my runs, I've got the Buriza for the crossbow because that's just what I have. I've got Skin of the Viper Magi socketed with a P Topaz. It's socketed because that's just how it got traded. I traded for it. I've got a Shaco for skills, attributes, and damage reduction. So I put in a set of IK. So when I run, it's put in the IK gloves. So I've got IK gloves, IK belt, and boots for attack rating, magic items, and just attack speed. For a ring, I've got just a rare ring that I found somewhere, so it's not really that good yet. And Ravenfrost 4 cannot be frozen. So for the switch, so this is where it's gonna be something like specific how you do it. So I've got CTA. As you'll see on the run videos, I buff a lot because it's not really a really good CTA. A Spirit Monarch for skills, and Castrate for teleporting. So for the inventory, I've just got a bunch of, so I've got Geeds just for additional magic find, and just a bunch of resist charms, a combination of just anything that I needed to survive. I've got an Annie and a torch, not the high level ones. But the idea is, so before I go out, I buff myself with enchant. So if we have a look here, so current damage is 1258, and we'll have a look at the Mercenary too, because this build is really synergized build. So for the Mercenary, I've got my favorite. It's our RiftMerc. So I've got Nightwings, we've got the Rift Thresher, and Treachery for survivability. So if we look at its attack, it's 1100 at the moment. So once we buff ourselves up, we'll get more attack rating and damage. So the idea is, before going out for your run, so I use my Ormus. So this is a Fire Ormus with +3 to enchant. So I put Spirit for additional skills, Maris for skills, and because this character's level 77, so it can't wear the Arachnid's Mesh yet. So once it can wear it, so I will use this one to increase my enchant. So if we go to the skills, so it's just pretty basically 1.4 for Firebolt, 1.4 Fireball, 1.4 Warmth, and 1.4 and max out enchant. Sorry, it's maxed out Warmth 2 and maxed out Fire Mastery. and just put 1 point here just to get teleport. I know. So the idea for the 20 skill choices is to put in Lightning Mastery once I get the helm, a Dream Helm. So the idea is to buff up with enchant, and then you'll see. So and then go back and replace. Get the Viper Magi for resistance. Oh, I forgot to put the Mage Fist. So let's go do that again. So here, and then Mage Fist for fire, and then buff up. You might think this is tedious, but if you look at it, if you look at the skill tree, enchant, you just really need to do this at the start of the game. So enchant would be like 1056 and 56 seconds. So that's enough time for a run. And then go back to CTA, IK gloves. Put the cat's eye back for run, walk, and attack speed. And then I can put these back so that I have inventory space. So if you look at the damage, now I've got 11,000 damage, and the mercenaries now got 4,000 damage. So that's basically the idea. And then when you go out, you buff up with the CTA, and then you increase your life and your mana for both you and your mercenary. So stay so that you can watch a run video. So I'll put a couple of pit runs on it. So it's quite fun. There's a lot of like firestorms and frozen orbs flying around, plus some bows, plus bolts flying around. So it's quite awesome, and I'll post a new video once I've got improved this build, probably when I get a Dream Helm on it. And that's it. Hopefully you stay around to watch the run video, and I'll see you again, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ah, the monastery. On Dariel's stronghold. I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.